big dramatic entry. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. We have an amazing setup today here at Revive in Seven Hills. Thank you to Jimmy. As always, thank you to Justin for getting this set up. The YouTube topic today, not sponsored by Celsius, but it's an amazing drink. The mic's there, so it's going to be a bit of ASMR again today. On the screen, you can see I've been using my Whoop. I'm loving it. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing device. I love that there's no screen. I love that the battery lasts forever. I don't have the 5.0. Hopefully I'll get that soon. Today's YouTube topic. Got another camera here so you can actually see what I'm writing. We're going to break it down into 3 parts. Test, alcohol, caffeine. And it rhymes, but it sounds like the Australian dream. If your For You page looks anything like my For You page, this is pretty much what I see 24/7. Now, my job as not just a coach, but as someone who wants to educate, is to then tell you not to make the same mistakes that I once did. The industry is full of genies, promising all, delivering nothing. Frankly, under-delivering and over-promising almost every single time. And as someone who tries to over-deliver, this is frustrating, and I know that this is frustrating for you, the consumer. So what I want to do today in this video is I want to break down these 3 subjects. And we're going to take a little bit of a dive, not too much of a dive, just enough so you can see where I'm coming from. I pose a question to you. When it comes to test boosters, do you really think that something cheap, legal, and available on the shelf are really or is really going to change your life? I don't think so. Because testosterone, I don't know why I said it like that. Testosterone is a Schedule 4 drug. Do you not think that everyone who would be getting prescribed testosterone medically would not just take test boosters? They wouldn't be going to their local dealer. They'd just go to the supplement shop down the road. Now, this is where the haters come for me, and all the people who are sponsored are going to try and make an argument. I've done the research. I've read the literature. The ingredients inside these test boosters have been proven to increase your levels of testosterone, but 9 times out of 10, and that's obviously my personal experience, the people that are looking for the test boosters like I once was, are not looking for a slight improvement in their performance. They're looking to look like their favorite influencer or their favorite bodybuilder. And I hate to crush your dreams, and I'm going to use a big red pen, but it is not happening. It's not happening. And this breaks my heart because I have 18-year-olds. I have had 18-year-olds come into my office inside the gym and ask me what testosterone supplement they should be taking. And that is wild. When I first started training, it was what protein powder. Now, with TikTok and Instagram and the influencer facade that is running rampant, it's what testosterone. Do you understand that testosterone is a hormone that controls almost everything inside your body? And to not just supplement that would not only put yourself in a deficit later on in life, but it's going to put you at such a surplus now that you're not going to know how to manage yourself later on. Now, competitive bodybuilding and testosterone prescribed for medical reasons are the 2 categories that I'm going to leave out of this rant. For everyone else who falls inside this category of looking for the test increase, I pose you this question. Have you had a blood test? Have you checked your vitamin levels? Are you overbendering? Are you going out on the weekend, going out for 3 days, you come back, you hate your life Monday morning, you're undersleeping, you're overeating, your diet is horrible, but you're looking for the savior in a bottle? I can tell you the bottle, the injection, is not going to outwork the bender. It's not going to outwork a bad diet, and it's not going to save you in the long run. I've seen it firsthand. So I want you to remember, unless your testosterone is clinically low, and you need testosterone replacement therapy, or you're going to compete in competitive bodybuilding, I'll let you be. But for anyone else inside this realm, I can guarantee you that you do not need testosterone. You need more sleep, a vitamin D supplement, and less bendering, less going out, eating better, and overall taking care of your life. And like I say with everything, you do you. But all that glitters is not gold. And the pot at the end of the rainbow might just be chocolate covered in gold foil. Don't believe everything you see, as we gently roll into the next subject. Alcohol. Oh, Australia. We all know how fun alcohol is. It is bred into our Australian culture. We go for Monday drinks at the office. We go for Wednesday beers. You go for Friday out with the colleagues. Saturday and Sunday, we're always doing something. Always. As we all learned in high school, alcohol takes you down. In the moment, up. In the end, down. Your sleep quality goes down. Your testosterone levels go down. Your mood, down. And I've noticed that the three things that go up, I even wrote it here: your anxiety, your irritability, and your bad decisions all go up. Now, I'm no saint, but even after tracking with my Whoop, my sleep, after 2 or 3 drinks, my recovery is tanked. My heart rate variability is up, my skin temperature is up, my restlessness throughout the night is up, and overall my sleep quality is down. Now, you have to remember that alcohol has a compounding effect, meaning that your first amount is great, but as it builds up in your system and you develop a tolerance, everything has a less and less effect on your system, meaning you have to have more. And that, my friends, is a very scary negative feedback loop. Now, I'm sure we're all familiar with how bad alcoholism is in Australia. Like I said in the beginning, it is in our culture. Even I was shocked when doing the research for this video. 15 deaths a day are attributed to alcohol, and 144,000 hospitalizations a year due to alcohol. Now, here, I'm not saying don't drink, because everyone thinks that I'm the worst person in the world when I say that. Enjoy your life in moderation. This is not for my benefit. I'm trying to help. That's the sole purpose of my job. So when it comes to alcohol, remember the effects that it has on your sleep, how it compounds, how that affects your testosterone, which will then affect your training, which will then affect the way you perceive yourself, which will then affect your mental health, and it will go and go and go. So as you can see, I'm trying to link these. We've linked alcohol, we've linked the test boosters, and now we're going to link caffeine, my favorite. Now, I love caffeine. I do. It's great. But I'm seeing a mismanagement of caffeine intake that is running rampant with the younger generation. There is no need to have 400 milligrams of caffeine in your pre-workout. And the type of people that tell me, oh, I can have a coffee and go to bed. You have a caffeine tolerance that builds up over time, and you have tolerated all of the caffeine, meaning that you're going to need more and more over time. And something that a lot of people seem to forget, and I explain this on a daily, caffeine has a half-life, just like any other drug. And it is 6, I like to be safe, to 8 hours. Meaning if you have 100 milligrams of caffeine, the half-life of that, say 6 hours, when it reaches the half-life, you'll have 50 milligrams in your system. So let's apply this to the people who have 400 milligrams of caffeine at 5 o'clock at night and then decide to go to the gym. Same concept, 400 milligrams of caffeine, you take it by 6 hours. By the time you go to bed, what's that? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, you go to bed at 11 p.m. You have 200 milligrams of caffeine left in your system, and that is the equivalent of having 2 and maybe a bit coffees. When I put it that way, does it make sense? The other effect that caffeine has, which is actually why it works so well, is it because it stops adenosine, it blocks it. And adenosine is the compound that builds up, the easiest way to explain it, is that it's the compound that builds up that triggers you to go to sleep to make you feel tired. So when we block that, especially that close to going to bed, you just end up on ceiling watch. You ever been in bed and you're like, and you're counting the paint speckles on your ceiling? That's because your body isn't ready to go to bed. So how do you solve this? What do you do? To stop the buildup, you minimize your caffeine intake and you try to have your last dose of caffeine at least 9, give or take, hours before you want to sleep. That is the most effective way. And I want to give you one more example. Let's say this is your day. You wake up, you have, let's say you wake up at 6 a.m. This is your bedtime, 11 p.m. Now this is not a good graph, do not come for me. This here is your caffeine intake, 1,000 milligrams. And this is 0. This is going to be a pretty rough guide. Let's go 500 mgs. This is 250. You wake up, you have your coffee at 7 a.m. You're about here. You go from here to here. You dip down a bit. You hit midday. You're cruising. And then what do? You decide to have another coffee. You come up. You're at about 2 coffees. You have to remember that this is breaking down. You now have something new in your system. Comes to about 5 p.m. And as over time this is halving, yep, what do you decide to do? You decide to give yourself 400 milligrams of caffeine. And that's about what it looks like. So you woke up here, you go to bed here, you wonder why you're lethargic, you wonder why you're tired, you wonder why you're foggy. So what I try to recommend to you is start your day a little bit higher, about that 250 mark, let it wear off, and then try again, go up a little bit more, and then let it wear off. And then ideally, by the end of the day, you've started your day hard, you've got your afternoon pickup, you're ready to go to bed. The reason that I'm dragging on about this is because they all interlink. And these are all the basic building blocks to building a physique. This is the foundation. These 3 things I wholeheartedly believe are the easiest to get tricked into, so they're the easiest to make money off, which means that your genie on social media is going to sell you the hopes and the dreams that you so want, so you fit them into your little box so you believe that they are going to make a change. But the reality is that you can effectively use caffeine to have a productive day. You can use ingredients found in test boosters to help regulate your hormones. And alcohol is fun, in moderation, when it's not going to destroy your sleep and not going to destroy your life. And on that note, I wanted to end the video. If you made it this far, thank you. This setup is awesome. So thank you again to Jimmy and the team at Revive, Justin as always. These subjects hit hard to me because I remember taking caffeine pills. I remember trying all the test boosters. I remember going out and binge drinking alcohol and wondering why nothing was happening. I had my priorities wrong, and then I tried to do the bodybuilding thing. It doesn't work. You need to have your priorities right and then build yourself up from a proper foundation where you're effectively utilizing the things that are legal and that we can find to set yourself up for the most success in the gym. You use the diet. You use the caffeine effectively. You want to use supplements, that's fine. Get everything in order first and then proceed. That's my message for today. Once again, oh, we hit 300 YouTube subscribers, which is sick. I don't know if I was just throwing up gang sign, but I apologize. That's massive. I wanted to hit 200 by the end of last year. Now we hit 300 and we're at month 7. So ideally 500 by the end of the year is a goal. This journey for me has been amazing. I'm sticking to my goal of pumping out YouTube videos, and the consistency is what's keeping me accountable. So even when I don't want to do it, I just do it because I promised something to myself, and then I put it on the internet, and then I don't want to not be held to my own word. So, thank you.